Coach Matt from the Scorpions. This video is going to be about throwing the ball. So one thing you might think about for new players is the type of stick that they purchase, okay? A lot of times, new families, they want to buy the low-level stick because they don't want to make an investment because they obviously don't want to spend money and then find out their kid doesn't like it. But if you have a good stick with a good pocket, that's going to make it much easier for you to teach this to the kids. And one of the newer things in the market is called the Warp, okay? So the Warp is made by Warrior Lacrosse, and it's made on a 3D printer. And it's a little spendy. Hopefully the prices will keep coming down. But the nice thing about it is it comes pre-broken in. And so the kids will be able to throw right off the bat. And you'll save yourself a big headache because a lot of times the stick will be too deep or too shallow. There'll be too much whip on it, okay? So just something to think about. Okay, in terms of throwing, most kids have thrown a baseball, okay? So we relate throwing with a lacrosse ball kind of like throwing a baseball. So one thing that you can do just to start is have them actually throw without the stick to somebody. So if I were throwing a Harrison, you know, what I'm going to show him is how I'm going to throw the ball like a lacrosse ball. So when I'm throwing a lacrosse ball, again, I'm on my surfboard, okay, or snowboard, as some Montana kids would know. And when I throw it, I'm going to basically have my front foot pointed towards Harrison, okay? And then when I throw, this is simulating the top hand of my stick. I basically step off my back foot and then I follow through to Harrison, okay? Just like you would a baseball. Now, when we do it with a stick in our hands, one of the things we can teach them just off the bat is, first of all, hand position, okay? Remember when I showed you the catching drill, my hand was higher up. Well, you can't do that very well with a lacrosse stick. So usually it's a little bit less than halfway down, and a good thing they can do is put a piece of tape on their stick so that they feel their hand go down. So I always tape my stick right to where I want my hands to go, okay? Another way to think about it is basically the distance from their hand, end of their hand, to the top of their elbow. They can measure it that way, put a piece of tape on that, all right? So now, in order to simulate the baseball throw, what we can do to start with is just have them throw to a coach, and what we want to do is just use the one hand. So see, I have my one hand, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to step and I'm going to throw, okay? So when I start to throw to Harrison, here's your, my butt end will be pointed towards him, and as I follow through, my head is pointed towards him, okay? So now, once they learn how to do that, then basically our hand goes on the bottom here, all right? And its job is to guide the top hand. Okay, so it's a push-pull technique. So I'm pushing with this, okay, and now I'm pulling with this, okay? So as I step, I'm pulling the stick down. So think of it again, butt end, front of the stick, okay? And so now when we throw, the other thing that's important is that we want to throw to a target, okay? So it doesn't do us any good if we can't hit a target. So really stress to the kids that you want them to try to hit the same spot every time if they can, and concentrate on that. And so again, a way to do this would maybe have initially a coach or a parent pair up with the kids, or if the kids are playing together, maybe you can use soft squishy balls or tennis balls, and one kid could catch it without their hands and then throw it back, and then the other kid will have the stick in his hands, if that makes sense, because that takes a lot of the extra variables out of it. But we'll just show you once they get up to that point where they're catching a partner. Again, it's good to have this line. Harrison and I are on our surfboards, we're nice and loose. And when I throw to Harrison, again, I'm just nice and easy. I'm catching it like that, nice and easy. Okay, nice and easy. See, that's all we're doing. And once they get the hang of it, you have to take a couple steps back. We won't bring that, so just have it on me, Greta. Okay, when I'm stepping, I'm throwing, just throwing it to Harrison. Here's your help. Here's your help. That's why there's an edit button. Okay? All right, and so that partner passing, a lot of times what happens is you want to start doing things that are different, and you want to come up with new drills, and there's good to that. But really, at younger age levels, they should be doing partner passing every time they come to practice. Another thing, obviously, is you might have 5 minutes to do this at practice. So it really encourage kids to get on a wall or find a parent or a sibling or somebody that they can throw with at home so they practice and get better.